Hi, I'm Charles Pennington, and this is Harmonic Thought.
Go through one thing real fast before y'all go. There's 5 questions that I found that people answer yes or no for themselves that create their core belief systems. From a systems perspective, I'm like, you can't deal with all the symptoms. You got to deal with the core of the problem. I've written 3 or 4 lines of code that have replaced hundreds of lines of code that have replaced thousands of dollars and hundreds of man hours. So instead of dealing with the symptomatic pieces of it, if you deal with the core pieces of it, you can pull the linchpin on a lot of symptomatic problems you're having. So you don't need all the answers. People say, well, if I just knew all the answers, things would be wonderful. You don't need all of them. You just need a couple of key ones. So there's one question. We're at a peace conference. So I was wondering, I thought, what if you could create world peace with answering one yes or no question? Could you run that routine? The question is the universe a happy and abundant place? How do you truly answer that for yourself? If you're answering yes, your world's full of possibilities. If you're answering no, you've got nothing.
Einstein asked very similar.
Yeah. Absolutely. You got to ask yourself.
Could I rephrase it? I would say, is my universe a happy, abundant place? I mean,
Absolutely.
start with your immediate, whatever you mean by that.
And another way is the divine on my side. Is God a nice person? Is God a nice entity? Golly, think if the thing that you consider to be God or whatever made us, the divine, however you want to phrase it, if that is against you, what can you do? And the question then becomes, if you are what we all know to be a manifestation of the divine, the question becomes, are you for or against yourself? And Napoleon Hill had a great thing that says you're equipped with 2 envelopes when you come into the world. One has riches written on it and one has penalties written on it. And whether you open one of those 2 envelopes depends on whether you take control of your own mind or not. It's on YouTube. It's Napoleon Hill talking about Andrew Carnegie. But if the universe is a wonderful and abundant place and you answer yes, can you find love in your life? Absolutely, because it's a beautiful, wonderful place. If not, and I'll wrap this up real quick, you'll be fighting jealousy. You may stumble ass backwards into love, but you'll always be looking over your shoulder going, I'm not good enough, or this person, why is this person with me? Or you'll be jealous of that person. So can you find happiness? If you're answering yes, absolutely. If you're answering no, you'll have a life full of fear. And that's not a very good environment for peace. Can you find abundance if you answer yes? Absolutely. Everywhere you look. Problems become opportunities. Things that were difficult become easy. If you're answering no, the universe is a horrible place that's against me, you've got lack and scarcity. Well-being. Can you get a general sense of well-being ever if you think the divine is something you have to fight and battle? And remember, think of all the brain matter and chemicals you're writing into your environment at this point. Freedom. I mean freedom of mind. Not necessarily freedom in a typical sense, but freedom of the mind to do what you want. Wealth. You may get rich, you may have a lot of monetary wealth, but if you're not answering this in a yes, it's never going to mean anything to you. I mean, I got in a point in my life where I could have changed anything about my life and it wouldn't have mattered. But I got to a point where I could change everything about my life without anything in my life changing. And that's when it got good. Because I got comfortable with where I was at the point where I was, and it was just wonderful. And at that point, everything just started falling into place. Things that were very difficult for me became very simple and easy. Situations that were weighing on my mind just evaporated and dissipated with no effort on my own. Just the people took care of themselves. They either changed their attitude or they quit and left, or, you know, it was just incredible. So if you're answering yes, and the premise of this, can you create world peace with answering one yes or no question? If you have all these things under the riches, you have a very good environment for creating your own inner peace, which we discussed earlier. The greatest gift that you can give world peace is your own inner peace. And when you have peace, you have endless possibilities.